A very good evening and welcome to the national broadcast. I am Malsha Dharmavardhana.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines. The President directs relevant authorities to strictly implement travel restrictions between the provinces. Vaccination of children between the ages of 18 and 19 commences. The Prime Minister instructs officials to take housing projects to villages without limiting to those in Colombo. Minister Basil Rajapaksa discharged from the Divi Naguma financial charges. Moving on to the stories in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa gave instructions today to the relevant authorities to strictly enforce travel restrictions up to the 21st of this month. The President gave these instructions during a special COVID meeting which was held on video technology. 19th and 20th of this month are holidays. Therefore, many people could attempt to travel crossing the borders of provinces. Therefore, the President has ordered security authorities to strictly make inspections, including on weekend. Director General of Health Services Dr. Asela Gunawardena said that vaccination of children in the age of 18 and 19 years in the Colombo district schools commenced today. Children in the same age group in other districts are scheduled to be given the vaccine from the 21st of this month at schools and regional medical offices. Steps have been taken to give 1 dose of a vaccine for school students and 2 doses for children with congenital diseases according to health recommendations. It was disclosed during the discussion today that plans have been made to give a 3rd booster dose for people after vaccination of school students according to health recommendations. Another 600,000 Pfizer vaccine doses are scheduled to be brought to the country on Monday. The COVID committee member Dr. Prasanna Gunasena said that the country is receiving the vaccines that have been ordered. The President pointed out that the attention should be paid on further reducing the number of COVID deaths and emphasized the need to isolate areas where patients have been reported. Dr. Anuruddha said that the World Health Organization has commended home quarantine process followed by health authorities to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 disease. And meanwhile, the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, emphasizes on newly issued health guidelines and urged the public to limit their travel in order to prevent the further spread of the coronavirus.
As citizens as well as the parents of this country, we should remember that we are going to open up our schools on 21st of this month after about nearly 1.5 years. We should take the total responsibility to support for this school opening, as well as we'll have to open up the universities of this country to educate our children. So as responsible citizens and responsible parents, we should support this endeavor. And if we are going to travel all over the country and if the cases are coming up again we are in a deep trouble. We will be not able to open up the schools as scheduled as well as the universities. So it is our responsibility and it is our duty to protect our children as well as the other people. We should not get the disease by ourselves, as well as we should not give the disease to any other person. So I am earnestly again requesting all the people who are already arranged, please stay at your home these 5 days and cancel all the trips if possible, and minimize your traveling and minimize your gathering. If the cases are going down, definitely we will be relaxing more and more in future. So wait until the opportunity comes.
Given the Pfizer vaccine for the children between the age of 18 and 19 in Colombo district under the COVID vaccination program commenced today. Health authorities said the vaccination is taking place successfully. Vaccination of children between ages of 18 to 19 in other districts is scheduled to commence on the 21st of this month. Vaccination is taking place at 22 centers in the Colombo district. 6 vaccination centres are in operation in Colombo Municipal Council limits. Colombo Municipal Council Chief Medical Officer Dr. Ruwan Vichemuni said that 2,200 children were given vaccines today at those centres. A vaccination program took place at Kotte Ananda Shastralaya. Students of Kotte Ananda Shastralaya, Kotte St. Thomas's College and Sri Jayawardhanapula Mahavidyalaya have been given vaccines there. Vaccination of children between the age of 8 and 19 took place today at Colombo Thurston College. Another vaccination program took place at Malbe Sri Rahula Vidyalaya. Students of Bomberia Central College, Kotalavala Mahavidyalaya, Hokandara Somananda Vidyalaya, Pittugala Yashodhara Vidyalaya and Malbe Model Boys Schools have been given vaccines. Another vaccination program took place at the Vishaka Vidyalaya in Colombo. A program to vaccinate children in Piliyandad Education Zone took place at Moratua Prince of Wales College. A vaccination program took place at Piliyandad Central College. A vaccination program took place at Maharagama Central College for the students of Maharagama Vidyakara Girls School and Maharagama Central College. COVID vaccines for students between the ages of 18 to 19 took place at Kotahena St. Benedict's College. A vaccination program took place at Padukka Sri Priyaratana Central College. A total of 27,412,323 vaccine doses have been inoculated under the COVID-19 immunization program thus far. A total of 9,754,334 persons have been receiving the first dose of the vaccine, while 12,657,989 have reached both the doses thus far. A total of 498 COVID-19 patients were identified from the country today. Accordingly, the number of active cases in the country have reached up to 24,846. The Director General of Health Services have reported today 20 COVID-19 related deaths which occurred yesterday. 14 out of them were those about the age of 60 years. The number of victims between the ages of 30 to 59 years is 5. One person is below 30 years. Meanwhile, the Australian city of Sydney, which allowed the entry of fully vaccinated travellers from overseas from 1st of November without the need of quarantine.
The Australian city of Sydney announced plans on Friday to let in fully vaccinated travellers from overseas. Up until now, thousands of Australians living abroad have been unable to return home because of a strict cap on arrivals. The plans are set to come into effect from next month, and will also mean that new arrivals will not need to quarantine. Following the announcement, Prime Minister Scott Morrison stressed that initially it would just be Australian citizens and permanent residents who will benefit.
We're not opening up to everyone coming back to Australia at the moment. I want to be clear about that. We're going to take this forward in a staged and careful way, as we've done all of these things.
The decision comes as New South Wales State, of which Sydney is capital, is expected to reach an 80% first vaccination dose rate on Saturday. On the streets of Sydney, many agreed it was time to live with COVID-19, but some were worried the move was too abrupt.
I think, yes, we should let people in if they're double vaxxed and they've tested negative, but I'm a bit concerned that you go from 2 weeks hotel quarantine to 0 quarantine, at least maybe a few days at home.
It is good. It is good. Maybe a few months ago I would have thought it's a bit scary, but it's been so long for so many people. We need to be reunited with our families.
Qantas Airways is now bringing forward the restart of international flights from Sydney to London and Los Angeles by 2 weeks to November the 1st. It's also considering bringing forward the resumption of flights from some other places that had been expected in December.
And once again, coming back home, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa instructed relevant officials today to implement housing projects in rural areas as well. The Prime Minister gave these instructions at the progress review meeting of the third quarter of the State Ministry of Urban Development, Waste Disposal and Community Cleanliness. Well, a special attention was paid at the meeting about the housing projects that are scheduled to be completed in the next few years. Plans have been made to build 3,000 houses in the city of Colombo for middle-income earners and another 2,000 out of Colombo. A project to build 10,000 houses at the rate of 100 houses in each city to coincide with the 100 Cities project is also underway. Chairman of the Urban Development Authority, retired Major General Udaya Nanakkara, said that the aim is to construct 60,000 houses by the end of 2024. The Prime Minister instructed officials to complete the projects without sending the funds allocated for development projects back to the Treasury. The Director General of the Urban Development Authority, Prasad Branavira, explained about the constructing walking paths and related development projects. Attention was also paid on the Colombo City Urban Project and the Strategic Urban Development Project. State Minister Nalaka Godeheba, Member of Parliament Sahan Pradeep and Prime Minister's Secretary Gamini Senarath and Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister Yoshita Rajapaksa were present on this occasion.
The Colombo High Court today ordered to release the accused, including Minister Basil Rajapaksa, from the court case that have been filed accusing them of misappropriating funds of Divi Naguma Development Department. The order was given when the case was taken before the Colombo High Court Justice Namal Balalle. The accused have been charged with misappropriating more than 36 million rupees of Divi Naguma Development Department during presidential election 2015. The charges were levelled against Minister Basil Rajapaksa and former Director General of Divi Naguma Development Department, Kitsiri Ranavaka. The Attorney General filed indictments related to the case. Appearing for the Attorney General, Deputy Solicitor General Asad Nawawi informed the court that the accused were not guilty and released from another case that have been filed for misappropriating Divi Naguma Fund. The Deputy Solicitor General said that the accused party made submissions to the Attorney General and that the case cannot be maintained since both cases are similar in nature. The Deputy Solicitor General requested the court to permit a withdrawal indictment against the accused. The court, accepting the request, decided to discharge the accused.
Well, the parents have requested teachers to arrive at schools on the 21st for the future of children, leaving aside all problems. Meanwhile, a group of principals and parents met Chief Prelate of the Abhayarame in Narayanpeta, the Venerable Muruttettwe Anandathera, today to discuss about the opening of schools. The Venerable Muruttettwe Anandathera said that the parents would like to send their children and the principals are prepared to teach. However, there's a group who oppose everything.
ඉතා බුදුන් වහන්සේ අනුගමනය කරන ප්‍රතිපත්තිවලට පටහැනිව දේවදත්ත වැඩ කරා. නමුත් ජයග්‍රහණයක් කරන්න හම්බුනේ නැහැ. දැන් මේකෙත් මට පේන්නේ පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ ගුරුවරුන්ට කැමති, ළමයින්ට කැමති කොටසක් ඉන්නවා දේවදත්තයෝ ටිකක්. මේ දේවදත්තයෝ තමයි මේවාට ප්‍රතිද යන්නෝදී ඉන්නේ. නමුත් දේවදත්තයොත් නැති වෙන්නේ මෙතනින් තමයි කියන මට දැඩි විශ්වාසයක් තිබෙනවා.
The school principal said that everyone is waiting to come to schools, and he said that the students are looking forward to attend schools, breaking the monotony of staying at home.
ඉතින් අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ ගැටලු තියෙන ගුරු සංගම් වලට අපිට ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න අපි කැමති නැහැ. නමුත් ඉතාමත්ම කරුණාවෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ 21 වෙනිදා අපේ ළමයින්ට පාසල් යන්න අවස්ථාව සලසා දෙන්න කියන.
Minister Sarath Veerasekara says that the law will be implemented strictly against persons who obstruct the opening of schools on the 21st of this month. Minister Sarath Veerasekara said that all children in Jaffna, in the east and also the international schools and also private schools are being taught. Only children in the south are being affected. If anyone comes to threaten those teaching ignoring the strike, police will arrest them and strict punishments would be given.
The Indo-Sri Lanka Mitra Shakti joint military exercise ended today. The conclusion ceremony was held under the patronage of the Indian Army Commander General Manoj Mukund Narwani at the Maduru Oya Military Training School. The military training exercise was organized with the aim of strengthening Indo-Sri Lanka military cooperation. It took place for 2 weeks in Ampara. 240 troops from both the countries took part in the exercise. Chief of the Defence Staff and Army Commander General Shavendra Silva also joined the final phase of the exercise, which took place yesterday at Maduruaya. The Indian military team was led by the Colonel Prakash Kumar. Major Mahesh Pathiraja of the Vijayabha Infantry Regiment directed Sri Lankan troops.
We witnessed the culmination phase of exercise Mitra Shakti, and I think Mitra Shakti, as the name suggests, is strength through friendship. Over the last 2 weeks or so, the contingents from the Sri Lankan Army and the Indian Army have been working very closely with each other, and I'm sure that as a result of this, the interoperability between our two armies would have increased manyfold. I must also compliment the exercise director for having organized this entire event in a most professional manner. Even the demonstration was extremely realistic and brought out many good lessons that we will take back. And I'm also quite confident that our contingent which was here will carry happy memories of their stay and their interaction with the Sri Lankan Army. And I'm hopeful that as we go ahead, we will continue to have many more such engagements, increasing in the scope and intensity as time progresses, from a company level exercise, which is single service, graduating to joint and tri-service exercises also. And that is the future that I see ahead for close relations between the armed forces of both the countries. Once again, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said that the aim of the exercise is to enhance cooperation between the two militaries. Sri Lankan military have experience in urban warfare. Indian Army also have similar experience. It is important to share experience even if it is a small group representing both armies.
Well, conservation of places that are in a stage of neglect in the Galle Fort, which is a World Heritage, is now taking place with the intervention of the Urban Development Authority. 650 million rupees will be spent on this conservation activities. Black Fort, Rampart, Watchtowers, Dutch Church, Portuguese Governor's official residence, goods stores, the Old Dutch Hospital, Meera Mosque, All Saints Church, Old Clock Tower, Fort Buddhist Temple, and the Old Post Office are considered special places in the Galle Fort. The place was maintained during the past few years. Renovation of the damaged places of the rampart, re-establishing of the 14 watchtowers, renovating of watch huts, ammunition bunker and armory, and recreation of artillery guns are now taking place. The old post office building at the Galle Fort is a special place. It has been used as the official residence of the Dutch governor, chief clerk's official residence, and the official residence of the commanding officer of the army during the British era. The headquarters of East India Trading Company was also maintained at the place. Later, it was used as a food store. It is considered as one of the first 5 post offices established in Sri Lanka. The building has been named as an archaeological monument in 1974 and collapsed in 2018 since it was not properly conserved. It is now being re-established with the assistance of the army. Meanwhile, steps have been taken to create an agricultural environmental park connecting Galle, Holuwagoda Canal and the paddy fields. It has been named as Diadamuena and built on 200 hectares of land. 222 million rupees have been estimated for the project. The project is being implemented by the Ministry of Plantation and Urban Development Authority and assisting in the creative planning and project management.
A program was commenced yesterday to provide vocational training to untrained workers. It was launched jointly by the National Apprentice Training Authority and Langwa Cement Company. The program aims to generate employment opportunities for local and foreign investments. It was launched at the Hambantota Langwa Cement Factory. Letters on training appointments were given on the occasion. Minister Namal Rajapaksha and State Minister Sita Arabepula were present at the function.
Well, on that victorious note, it's time to end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Take care, good night, and stay safe.
Good night.